2015 Giants are proving to be a team of extremes. 1 week, it's all walk-off wins, no-hitters, and nothing goes wrong. And the next week, it's defensive miscues and getting swept at home. Tonight, this team of extremes looks to get back on track. Giants, Mariners, and it's coming up next.
We are coming to you from the corner of 3rd and King as we get ready for Giants baseball. It's interleague action. It's the Seattle Mariners and the San Francisco Giants. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, the bad news, the Giants have lost 8 straight at home, and they've lost 4 straight total. But here's the deal. The Giants are 4-1 against the American League. The Mariners are 1-4. Hopefully that's a good thing, and hopefully it's a good thing for Tim Hudson.
Well, and hopefully, absolutely. But here's the problem. History has not been on the Giants' side. You go back to 2000, the last 5 series against this Seattle team, Giants are 4-11. So a lot of things have to happen here. But first of all, Tim Hudson has to get that sinker going, get it going early. And for the Giants, they just need to get the big hit. And they got some big bats back in the lineup tonight. And hopefully they can get healthy.
All right, looking for the big hit tonight here in this big ballpark. Stay tuned. We'll take you to our Comcast Sportsnet studios for an update, and we're going to do that right after this.
Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the new black pepper cheeseburger today, only at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-time automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
The Giants have dropped 4 straight. They try to snap an 8-game losing streak at home tonight. We've got interleague play as the Seattle Mariners make their first appearance at AT Park since 2000. It'll be a quick two-game series. Welcome back to the broadcast. I'm Amy Gutierrez. And Chris Heston's no-hitter is very fresh in our minds, but it's only one of so many great Giants memories. And today, very special, not just because it's Tim Lincecum's 31st birthday, but because it's the anniversary of the very first San Francisco Giants no-hitter. It's our McDonald's True Stories, and that date in history, we take you back to 1963. There he is, the Dominican dandy himself, Juan Marichal. Third full season with the Giants. He no-hit the Houston Colt 45s at the stick. He walked 2, struck out 5, pitched the first Giants no-hitter since Carl Hubble did it back in 1929. All right, well, to tonight's game, it'll be an intriguing matchup on the mound. You've got veteran Tim Hudson for the Giants going up against the young gun, Taijuan Walker. He's just 22 years old. Lineups, first pitch, Kruk and Kipe, all coming your way. Stay with us.
Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the new black pepper cheeseburger today, only at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-time automaker with the longest lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
The Giants have dropped 4 straight. They try to snap an 8-game losing streak at home tonight. We've got interleague play as the Seattle Mariners make their first appearance at AT Park since 2000. It'll be a quick 2-game series. Welcome back to the broadcast. I'm Amy Gutierrez. And Chris Heston's no-hitter is very fresh in our minds, but it's only one of so many great Giants memories. And today, very special, not just because it's Tim Lincecum's 31st birthday, but because it's the anniversary of the very first San Francisco Giants no-hitter. It's our McDonald's True Stories, and that date in history, we take you back to 1963. There he is, the Dominican dandy himself, Juan Marichal. Third full season with the Giants. He no-hit the Houston Colt 45s at the stick. He walked 2, struck out 5, pitched the first Giants no-hitter since Carl Hubble did it back in 1929. All right, well, to tonight's game, it'll be an intriguing matchup on the mound. You've got veteran Tim Hudson for the Giants going up against the young gun, Taijuan Walker. He's just 22 years old. Lineups, first pitch, Kruk and Kipe, all coming your way. Stay with us.
as we get ready for the Giants to take the field, led out by Tim Hudson. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Hey, get out to the beach. Come on, it's gorgeous. The admission-free boardwalk is now open daily. 58 degrees here at the Yard. That's right, 58. Winds are brisk, humidity at 75%, and it is partly cloudy. This is one of the windiest nights that we've had this year. So Hudson leads the Giants out of the dugout. So here's the lineup that Hudson will be facing. It'll be Morrison to lead it off, followed by Jackson and then Cano. Nelson Cruz, you see his numbers are terrific no matter where he plays, but on the road, he's ranked #1 in a couple of big departments. It'll be Seager, Smith, and then Miller. Zunino is going to hit 8th and catch, and Taijuan Walker will pitch and bat 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be Tim Hudson, 39-year-old right-hander, his 17th year at the big league level, 6'1", 175-pounder. This is what he has done in 12 starts, 4-5 with a 4.60 ERA. And for Hudson, when you take your at-bats against him, you're going to see a sinker that is high 80s. Occasionally he'll hit 90. He will cut the ball. He's got a slider, a curveball, changeup, and a split. Normally he'll use the circle changeup, but he will on occasion use that split. Fearless, throw anything at any time. Lifetime against these Seattle Mariners, Hudson 13-6 in 24 starts with a 3.17 lifetime ERA. Good numbers. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Tim Hudson. Starting in the Giants outfield from left to right, it'll be Aoki, Pagan, and Parker. Crawford, Duffy on the left side of the infield. Panic and Bell on the right side. Buster Posey, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs. As Tim Hudson tries to play stopper. A couple of streaks that he wants to put it into, a 4-game losing streak and an 8-game home losing streak.
So here's Logan Morrison, formerly of the Miami Marlins. The Mariners are just coming off a series against Houston in Houston, where they lost 2 of 3. And they come in 28-35, and the first pitch of the ball game is down low. So we get started right on time, like we always do in this ballpark. Morrison hitting .253 with 8 home runs, 22 driven in. And the next pitch is down low. James Hoy is calling balls and strikes. Hirschbeck, Welke, and Tom Payne from first to third.
Hoy, a low ball umpire. He's got width on both sides of the plate, and he will call strikes outside the knees. Very good zone.
This is lined over Panic into right field for a base hit, and that's how this game gets started. So here's Austin Jackson.
Just a get it in challenge, and right out there mid-thigh out over the plate away. Take a look at our Toyota, our Exmo. It's brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. We like our Exmo, and Jim Panic almost snagged that one.
Yeah, it looked like it hit right off the tip of his glove. So here's Austin Jackson, the former Tiger. And he takes a strike. So Hudson right into the strike zone after the base hit. And it's 0-1. Morrison had some history against Hudson. Austin Jackson does not. As you see Robinson Cano in the on-deck circle. Hit up the middle, and that'll be a base hit right over the bag. Morrison will stop at second. So back-to-back base hits, and here's Cano. So Hudson, a new baseball as he rubs it up on the mound, trying to figure out how he's going to get out of this now.
Well, just keep putting balls on the ground, and sooner or later you're going to get one that finds a glove. And that's the beautiful thing about a sinker baller. You're one pitch away from 2 outs.
Cano has hit into 10 double plays this year. And a curveball from Hudson, and it's 0-1. Cano has some history against Hudson, 0 for 6 lifetime. Just underway here at AT&T Park on a cool Monday night. Morrison at second, Jackson at first. And that pitch is wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. This is game 1 of a 4-game series. 2 here in San Francisco, and then 2 Wednesday and Thursday night in Seattle. And a lot of these 4-game series are happening this week around the major leagues.
That's 7 straight days in baseball with no days off for anybody.
Cano drives one into center field. Pagan on the move. Pagan's going to catch it. Tagging is Morrison. He's going to go to third. Staying at first is Jackson. A productive out. 1 out. So here's Cruz. Cruz having a terrific season. Signed as a free agent in the offseason, hitting .323 with 18 big flies, and he's got 40 home runs. .40 RBIs, I beg your pardon. So here's Hudson to Cruz, and it's low and away. Cruz on this road trip is 3 for 13 with 4 strikeouts. And he's never faced Hudson before. Hudson pitching for the double play ball. And he gets one on the ground. Now Crawford's got to get there in a hurry. And they did not get him. And they're going to take a look at it.
It's close.
It's hard in that first inning to use your challenge if.
Now he beat it.
Very close though, and really the difference of this play is Cruz hit it away from the defense. And even though he hit it right into the defense to panic, it was away from the defense for Crawford.
I think the very fact that Crawford got over there, avoided contact, and then got a pretty good throw off is pretty remarkable in itself. And Cruz runs pretty well for a big man.
So here's Kyle Seager, and he takes low. Seager hitting at .272. He's got 10 home runs. He's got 35 runs batted in. Two outs, a run in, overshift is on for Seager. And the pitch is wide. It's 2-0.
There you see the shift. Joe Panic about 15 yards out in the right field.
And a strike as James Hoy calls the low strike. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, that's a James Hoy strike. I mean, he'll give it to you all night long. What you get the first, you usually get the whole game with Hoy. But he does like the low strike. Don't get many bell high strikes.
Out of play. It's 2-2. So it's supposed to be an offensive team this year. And you can see where they rank in the American League. And the only one that they're really in the top 5 is home runs. Pulled on the ground, foul.
Saw Lloyd McClendon, the manager of the Mariners, and he, like everybody else in that coaching staff, perplexed as to why this team is not hit. And that man right there, Robinson Cano, is a big reason as to why they're kind of sputtering, just hitting 237 coming into this series. And he's a great hitter.
Runner goes, swinging a foul at the plate. So's this kid. Kyle Seager. How's Seager done on the road trip? 6 for 20. This road trip for Seattle started out in Cleveland. And to Cleveland, where they took 2 out of 3, and then to Houston, where they lost 2 of 3. And now this 2-game series here in San Francisco. Belt digs it out. Cruz does have 1 steal. He's been thrown out twice. There's King Felix, who will pitch against Bumgarner on Wednesday. He got knocked around in his last start.
Uncharacteristically, went 1/3 of an inning, gave up 8 runs. Worst start of his career. It happens to the best of them.
And a full count now to Seager. Seth Smith is on deck. Cruz will take off. He goes out of play. Mariners are 1-4 in interleague. The Giants are 4-1. Remember, the Giants split 2 games in Houston, and then they swept the Angels in this park. Pulled on the ground, foul. It's sounds improbable, but it's true. The Giants at home are 9-0 against the 2 teams in the LA area. 9-0 in this park.
They got 6 against the Dodgers, 3 against the Angels.
Giants have 16 home wins, and 9 of them are against the 2 teams.
I have no problem with that.
This doesn't make any sense.
No, this has been a year that has been hard to explain because of all the streaks that the Giants have gone through. They've either been very, very cold or very, very hot.
To be the 20th pitch of the inning for Hudson. Cruz goes, and a line drive right at Belt, and that'll end the inning. A run on 2 hits. Aoki, Panik, Pagan coming up. Giants are coming up, and their lineup will look like this. Facing Taijuan Walker, it'll be Aoki, who has a .391 average in June. How about that? 4th best in the National League. Panik, Pagan, and Posey. Belt will hit 5th, and it's Crawford, Duffy, and Jared Parker, followed by Tim Hudson hitting 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Mariners will be the 22-year-old Taijuan Walker, and this is what he has done in 13 starts, or 12 starts rather. He's 3-6 with a 5.40 ERA. You're going to look at a fastball that's going to go mid to high 90s, and he's also got a slider and a changeup to go with it. But he has got a quality arm. In regards to fastball, it'll be one of the better fastballs, well, they've seen in about 5 days since they left New York and saw Matt Harvey and Noah Syndergaard. But he is made believe in Seattle the face of the and future of this rotation. Really has great stuff. It's a matter of learning how to pitch, and he's trying to do it at the big league level.
First pitch to Aoki is a call strike. Aoki hitting .325 with a couple of home runs, 17 driven in. On the ground and a big hop to Morrison, and that's 1 out.
Let's take a look at the Mariners defense, starting in their outfield from left to right. They go Smith, Jackson, and Cruz. Good arms in center and right. Miller and Seager on the left side of the infield, Cano and Morrison on the right side. Mike Zunino will be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here's Panik. Panik at .316. 6 home runs, 25 runs batted in for Joe Panik with Pagan on deck. There's Angel Pagan, who took early batting practice today. Two balls and a strike.
Walker wanted that one. He's a big guy, 6'4", 235 pounds. Again, just 22 years of age. He's got a year at the big league level.
Hit into left center field. Jackson, who moves around pretty good in center, puts it away. 2 outs. And here's Pagan. Pagan at .270 with 15 runs batted in. He's been really struggling, and he's been working on some things to try to just get out of it. But boy, when he gets hot, what a difference that makes. And the first pitch to Pagan is high and wide, and it's 1 ball and no strikes.
When you were slumping, did it help to get a day off, clean your head?
And there's a broken bat base hit to left field. Actually, that helped more than anything when you break your bat and you get a hit. But at the time, to answer your question,
he wants the ball. Well, that little two-seamer is throwing it out the opposite way. So that breaks the slump. So you were saying, partner?
Well, at the time, I didn't think taking a day off. I thought it was the dumbest thing in the world. But once you remove yourself from being a player, then it's really a wise thing to do. That's snapped an 0 for 19. So here's Buster Posey. Posey with a base hit into left center field. And Pagan will move to third. And here's Brandon Belt. Boy, he does love the first pitch, doesn't he?
Well, 19 for 33. 576 with 5 home runs, 15 RBIs. And this is something he's been doing all spring training as well. He's just been very aggressive.
Belt takes low.
You think about it, you get a reputation as a hitter, and once you're an MVP, you kind of mark the rest of your career. Once you win a batting title, you're kind of marked the rest of your career. And Buster Posey, I mean, oftentimes the best pitch he's going to see is the first pitch.
95 from Taijuan Walker. One ball, one strike to Belt, hitting at 290. So they're going to foul back. So Belt trying to tie this game up with a base hit. And he's not going to do it. And that's going to end the inning. Giants strand a pair. It's 1-0 Seattle.
D-back series. So you put your big boy pants on and you come out and be ready to go tomorrow. This was not pretty. There's no getting around it. And indeed, the Giants were swept over the weekend series. It was not pretty.
Here it's 1-0 Seattle. And the hitter will be Seth Smith. And a strike to Smith. 265 home runs, 16 driven in. You can see the uniform of Hudson as the wind is blowing. It is a good brisk breeze tonight. This is hit on the ground and a base hit. So some balls that have been hit hard tonight off of Hudson. All right, let's check in with Amy G.
All right, guys, how about some good news? Matt Cain, as expected, started for the AAA River Cats this evening in Sacramento. We will update you throughout the broadcast on his outing. Also, Jake Peavy will start tomorrow in Sacramento for the River Cats for people who want to go check him out. Bruce Bochy saying that what he'd like to see out of Peavy's outing is to have him stretched out a bit, maybe go 6 innings if possible, but most importantly, to feel healthy afterwards, guys.
That's the most important thing. Here's Brad Miller. And Miller takes a strike. Miller hitting .230, 5 home runs, 15 runs batted in. Hudson at the belt. And the pitch is wide to even the count.
Miller out of Clemson University. Look at his socks, kind of a throwback.
Mike Zunino on deck, the catcher. Breaking ball hit on the ground to Belt. Belt goes to Crawford. Crawford goes to Hudson, and that's a double play. For a guy that's got a little age on him and a guy that's only 2 years ago had that broken foot, Hudson got over there in nice fashion.
Well, I agree. What do you say we make it our forward right choice? I mean, he does move well. I mean, it's hard to believe he's going to be 40 years old here this summer. But this is what starts the play. A perfect throw from Belt to Crawford, who then had a target. And that's important for a shortstop, to have somebody to throw to. And for an old quarterback, a little bit of a perfect lead. And they get the 3-6-1 the hard way.
Here's Zunino, who takes wide. 1 ball and no strikes.
The only question in that play is whether or not a guy's going to get over to first base in time. Hudson set up as like he was a first baseman.
Duffy in front of Crawford, and that's going to be an error on Duffy.
That's also going to let Taijuan Walker, the pitcher, hit this inning. Now, all the time in the world, crow hop, balance, everything down the dirt, and as this ball hits Belt low in the glove, he cannot hang on. Just one hop, you see Brandon Belt eat up a lot. Not this time.
So here's Walker. No balls and 1 strike. I like the socks on Walker. I like him without the stirrups. The stirrups remind me of when one year with the Indians we were forced to wear them like Miller does and show the stripes. I think this is a good look. That, not so much, because you got the sweat socks underneath.
Come on.
And that'll end the inning.
I was tired.
Good ball, dude. Crawford's coming up.
Is brought to you by Bay Area Mini.
All right, here's an important note. The chance to win a 2014 World Champion ring created by Tiffany & Company. This is identical to the ring given to the Giants players. The ring will be personalized with your name on it. The deadline to purchase tickets is Sunday, June 21st. That's Father's Day at 8:50. For you to have a chance to win this raffle, purchase your tickets at sfgiants.com/ring raffle, and the minimum purchase is $10. It's a good deal. Here's Walker, or make that Crawford, and Walker throws him a strike. One ball and one strike. On deck is Duffy, and then Jarrett Parker. The Mariners scored a run in the first inning. Giants are trying to get something going offensively tonight, as this is driven to right, and it's going to fall in for a base hit.
Well, the NBC Bay Area Investigative Unit, it's the largest on-air team of investigative journalists dedicated to holding the powerful accountable. And you can watch award-winning stories that have helped make the Bay Area a better place at NBCBayArea.com/investigations. NBC Bay Area, we investigate.
Here's Duffy. Which one of those three you think is the warmest?
The same guy that I think would be the most fun to go out with.
Yeah. Duffy takes outside for a ball, 1-0. I'm wondering if the woman he's sitting next to got that for him as a gift.
It's sad he lost a bet.
And he feels like that he has to wear it.
But he's definitely the warmest.
I'm telling you, they're new into that relationship.
This
takes you a little while to say, "No, honey, I think I'm good."
Not the hat again.
One ball and no strikes. And a strike to Duffy, hitting at 279. The thing about that hat, if you're a ball player and you wore that hat to the park and you got 3 hits, you're going to wear it the next day.
Yeah, if it was 104 degrees.
One ball and one strike. Swinging a foul in and out of the glove of Zunino, 1-2.
You know, and your teammates would not think it's weird at all.
Not a bit. Matter of fact, you might get 4 or 5 teammates coming up to you and say, "Hey, where can I get a couple of those?"
That thing's working. I need one of those. Yeah, I got to believe that hat's got some hits in it.
Line drive, base hit, right center field. Crawford's going to put on the brakes as he throws behind Crawford. And Duffy with a base hit, and here's Parker.
The Giants will definitely respect Nelson Cruz's arm in right field. He's got a good one.
It almost looks like he likes to show it off, too. So here's Parker. Parker picked up his first major league hit yesterday. With Hudson to follow, Seattle leading 1-0. And Parker a little tardy, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
Parker's got power.
Took it off.
Yeah, took it off.
Something's going on here. Maybe the hat police came around. Parker fouls it off his foot.
Well, earlier today, they were hitting balls off of the wall in right field, just to give Parker an idea of how many different looks you can get with balls that hit the fence. Chain link, wood, brick, cement, pads. Roberto Kelly out there working him out, letting him see what he can expect.
Got him. Second strikeout for Walker. So here's Hudson.
It's almost like he was guessing off speed stuff in a 2-strike count the way he took that pitch. Because that ball was by him.
So here's Hudson. Hudson is 3 for 21. And he takes this one. It almost went to the backstop. It's 1-0. Nori Aoki is on deck. 1-0 Seattle here in the second. And taken all the way by Hudson. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Logan Morrison is really breathing down the throat of Hudson.
Well, he's going to try and bunt it down the third base line. If you're pitching to a guy in this situation, right-handed hitter, runners at first and second, where he's trying to bunt it down the third base line, you should be throwing cut away. Work the outside corner.
Rolls this one. Walker's only play is going to be at first. So Hudson gets the job done. Warriors NBA Finals Central pre and post game and Sportsnet Central coverage. And Game 6 coverage will begin tomorrow at 4 p.m. Check it out. So here's Nori Aoki. Aoki was retired 3 unassisted to open up the ball game. That big game tomorrow night in Cleveland. Maybe the biggest game in franchise history. How about that? At least since 1975. Might be a few people watching that one tomorrow, you think?
Well, you and me.
Inside to Aoki.
Like a split finger fastball right off the get-go from Walker. See what he does with two runners in scoring position in 2-out scenarios. He rakes.
There's a strike.
One thing the Mariners have done, though, in defense of Aoki, they are really bringing Seth Smith, the left fielder, into a shallow set. And he's hugging the line.
A 1-2.
Split. Good one. They are totally giving Aoki the line in right field. Tell us as if they say, we don't think you can pull the ball.
Out of play.
That's been the best velocity on the fastball tonight from Walker. So a little reach back there in a 2-strike after a couple of splits. Hey, the Easter Bunny's here.
One and two. Tapped over the mound. Coming in to score is Crawford, and this game is tied. The magic one-do from Nori Aoki.
Well, the Giants hated it. It sure is magic when you can do this and take advantage of it because you have good speed. Walker 6'4", just not tall enough to get that one. It was going to be up to Cano, but he was going to have no chance either because of the speed of Aoki. Zero backswing, and he's moving towards first base on the swing. That's 4 flat.
So here's Panic. Panic lined out to center field in the first inning. And he swings and fouls the first pitch between the legs of Zunino and James Hoy, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
First pitch split. So a lot of off-speed stuff here with men on base from Walker.
Out of play, 0-2. I don't know if it's true, but we did not, when we played, have as many guys that threw 95 or better than what we see now. And I think we saw more fastballs in our era. Out of play. Look out.
I totally agree.
In a lot of ways, it doesn't make sense.
Well, the game's evolved. Pitching has evolved, and I think Greg Maddux had a lot to do with it. He really showed generations of up-and-coming pitchers the importance of two-seam fastball, of change-ups, of cut fastball.
And that'll end the inning on a strikeout to Joe Panik. Third inning coming up. Earlier today, the ceremonial first pitch was Tom Willis. And Tom, born without arms, and he learned how to use his feet to do just about everything. Riding, driving a car, including throwing out the first pitch. And it's a message of awareness of the abilities of persons with disabilities. How about that?
That's one of my favorite all-time first pitches of the game.
And he got the attention of everybody.
They need to send that clip to the mayor of Cincinnati.
Yeah, and a few others, I might add. But he might be the first one to get one. This is Morrison, who opened up the game with a base hit. And I think what I liked about it most was the smile on Tom's face, and then the smile on Sergio Romo's face. Like, that's a strike.
Yeah, a perfect strike. Sergio was coming out of the squat, and all of a sudden he realized I need to get back in the squat.
And that pitch is down low. It's 2 balls and a strike. On deck is Austin Jackson. And that's hit on the ground foul. Much Sergio Romo. Yes. That's genuine right there, isn't it?
Absolutely. So is that hug. He meant it. Nice going, Tom.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Got him.
See you later. Front door sink. Perfect pitch. Well, Giants fans, next time you're looking for great seats, get to StubHub, where there are no surprise fees at checkout. That's right. On StubHub, the price you see is the price you pay. Plus, with StubHub app, you can buy and sell Giants tickets anytime, anywhere, right from your smartphone. StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the San Francisco Giants.
This guy wants a well, no, it's the woman who wants a gift for her 50th birthday to be a win.
Giants win. Game of bibs.
He wants to strike to Jackson. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, the Giants are going to try and make her happy.
Jackson pops it out of play. How do you think they're celebrating in Chicago, Mikey?
Is it over?
The Blackhawks have won the Stanley Cup.
Well, congratulations.
Spoiler alert. Sorry.
We're awful.
2-0 over the Lightning.
Yeah, that's a good looking hat right there.
Tapped to third. Duffy charging. Duffy throwing. Got him. If you make a throwing error, you're going to be tested. Trust me, later on.
Well, are you thinking about this as you're coming right here?
Yeah, absolutely. You're thinking about making a good throw is what you're thinking.
Oh, that was only perfect. Chest high. Right on the dot.
Here's Cano, hit a fly ball to deep center field. And he takes one wide, 1-0.
But you know what, though? If you can't handle that, you can't play up here.
No, you're eliminated very quickly. Strike to Cano.
Good change up.
Does this sound familiar? The 3rd Stanley Cup for the Blackhawks since 2010.
Yeah, it does. That makes me appreciate this accomplishment even more.
Absolutely. Line drive, left field. Aoki standing and catching, and that'll end the inning. For the Giants, the big fellows are coming up. Pagan, Posey, Belt, maybe more. 1-1.
Taking on the Giants. The Mariners have only played 1 regular season series at 3rd and King, and this was the first game of that series. at what was then called Pacific Bell Park. Ellisburg's and J.T. Snow homered off Frankie Rodriguez, and Kurt Reeder got the win by pitching 6 2/3, allowing 7 hits. Giants won that ball game 9-2. That's our AT&T U-verse Rewind.
Here's Pagan, a 1-1 ball game. God, we've been in this park a long time.
Doesn't seem like it.
I know. I've been through 3 managers in this park, 1 general manager, now 2 with Bobby Evans named GM, but certainly Brian Sabian very much around. The disappointment of 2002. Actually, 2000 was just as much of a disappointment with that team. My goodness.
Lost first round of the New York Mets. That was a disappointment.
Pagan with a base hit to left field. He's 2 for 2.
And that was not a broken bat hit.
Hey, Tiny's here. Tiny Felder.
Mike Tiny Felder. One of the nicest guys that you ever would want to meet or play with. He's a great Giant.
And one of the few guys with the nickname that actually you looked at him and he was tiny. Put together though. As he takes a strike.
Yeah, you wouldn't mess with Tiny Felder.
Yeah, well, they list him 5'8", 160, but that's with a couple of boulders in his pockets when he was playing. Swinging a foul in and out of the glove of Zunino. Pagan with his lead. In tight to Buster Posey. So the 2 guys that had day offs yesterday are 3 for 3. To the backstop. And Pagan will move to second.
Zunino had 0 chance getting that thing. Saw the grip. He's throwing a slider. And Zunino has no time to even try and slide body in front of that thing. I mean, that's a hard slider. But he just did the Giants a big favor because now they're not worried about a double play. At least not the conventional way.
Out of play. It ended up in the hands of the right guy. Tapped. Walker knocked it down and he throws out Buster Posey. Pagan had nowhere to go. He really didn't break right away, thinking that maybe Walker was going to catch it.
Yeah, I mean, he has to assume this ball is going to get caught. Now, if it gets by Walker, yeah, he takes off, but a non-productive out.
So here's Belt. Belt struck out in the first inning.
And he saw one of the best split-finger fastballs that Walker has thrown tonight in a 2-strike situation.
Bounces this one to second. Cano has it. So Belt's retired. To third goes Pagan. And here's Crawford.
Yep.
Walt in charge tonight,
Sharing some popcorn. He's got his hands full.
Yeah, maybe Mom's taking the picture.
Crawford with a base hit in the second. He scored the tying run. And he takes low for a ball, 1-0. And a late call strike to even the count. Three hits for the Mariners, Giants with 6. Up to Miller. Miller kicks it, recovers, and throws out Crawford to end the inning. Dave Fleming, he'll be in. I'll see you back here in the 7th. It's a 1-1 ball game.
With a very special guest. Oh, that's right. You've been on assignment.
Yeah.
It's a 1-1 tie at top of the 4th. Welcome back, Dave Fleming.
I'm glad you recognized me.
I was. Who is this guy?
It was just 3 days.
It felt like a lifetime.
3 kind of rough days for the Giants. I was watching. I was.
Did you bring some runs with you?
Well, 1 so far.
Oh, okay.
We'll see if we bring a few over to this side of the broadcast booth. Nelson Cruz for the Mariners against Tim Hudson, who I think has settled in nicely after maybe not quite harnessing that sinker early in the game. This guy having a very big year. Crawford shows off that strong arm to throw out Nelson Cruz.
Well, have you heard about the Pence on the Fence? Well, it's a true Giants fan must have. Friday, July 10th is social media night presented by AT&T. Your special event package will include a game ticket to see the Giants take on the Phillies and your very own Pence on the Fence doll. Reminder, to receive the Pence on the Fence doll, you need to purchase the special event ticket. Go to sfgiants.com/special events.
Pence on the fence. Here's Kyle Seager. And that's a called strike.
Well, if you want to know what Pence on the Fence is, you can go to SFG Productions at sfgiants.com/special events, and they'll tell you all about it.
So we have like a little video to explain it? Okay. Seager takes that sinker. It's 1-1. Kyle Seager lined out his first time up. He's having a pretty good year. Mariners struggling so much on offense. Not the fault of this guy. That one is hit hard again, but right to Belt again. This time on the ground. 2 down. You got to quit hitting it to Brandon Belt.
You look at Seager, and it almost looks like he's a pull hitter the way he's hit the ball tonight, but he's not a pull hitter. I mean, that's the beauty about his stroke. He does use the whole field. But 2 times tonight he's pulled the ball, 2 times he's had to make the trip back to the dugout.
Did you see that the last couple of days? And maybe you and Kite referenced it, but it appears as if we're getting closer to having a second member of the Seager family in the big leagues. The Dodgers' huge prospect, his younger brother Corey Seager. We saw him in spring training. Here's Seth Smith taking a good changeup from Hudson for a strike. But so many of these young guys, teams are calling up a new top prospect every day, and so now the attention of who's next. And there have been some talk that we're not too far away from Seager coming up to the big leagues.
I think it's an exciting time for baseball. There's a lot of good young talent coming into the game.
Big time.
And I think organizations are losing patience with some of the veteran players.
That one is hit, kind of a squibber to short. Crawford can take his time. Nice 1-2-3 inning on 8 pitches for Tim Hudson.
Shutdown inning. And that's exactly what the Giants needed.
Is brought to you by the Solar Company. Not just any solar company, the solar company. Switch to solar and save.
Hey, log on to csnbayarea.com as that insider Alex Pavlovich provides wire-to-wire reporting of the Giants season. You get breaking news, videos, special features, and much, much more. Only on csnbayarea.com.
Beautiful night, but a foggy San Francisco kind of night. The Giants and the Mariners 1-1. Matt Duffy had a real good at bat his first time up. Foul ball for strike 1 here. That splitter, which a lot of these Giants hitters are having a hard time with. Walker's got a good splitter, and Duffy got one and just laced it into right center field. That helped build the rally that got the Giants their only run so far. They have had chances.
Now you keep creating opportunity, and that's how you get out of a funk.
Perfect pitch. Fastball for strike 2.
Just keep getting people on base, getting them in scoring position. Sooner or later, you're going to put up a crooked number.
1-2. Duffy. A little pop up. And Cruz will go into a slide and make the catch. Man, that turned into a fair ball and a difficult play. A good play.
Well, that ball came back into fair territory, and Matt Duffy was standing there watching it. He wasn't running. Ball comes down and missed fair by 4 feet. And if that ball drops, there's no guarantee that Duffy's going to be at second base. Wind up being a pretty nice play.
Well, maybe that's a lesson learned without having to pay the full consequence for it.
There will definitely be something said when he gets back to the dugout.
There's the big slow curve. I don't know if we've seen another one of those yet.
First one.
He dropped that one into Jarrett Parker very nicely.
Hey, either replace the turf or returf the place. Let's go.
That's just bad manners. You
Yeah,
gotta replace your divots.
That's opinion from a couple of golfers.
Parker 0 for 1, 1 for 7 as a big leaguer. To Cano, who throws him out. And let's go to Amy G.
All right, gentlemen. Well, Jarrett Parker recorded his first career major league hit yesterday. Let's make it our Togo's big play. The Togo's, the way it came in the 5th inning off De La Rosa. He got the ball back, although he did say that Bam Bam tried to do the old throw it in the stands trick, and he's going to give that to mom and dad, who were able to fly out from Washington, D.C. yesterday to be here in time for the game. He said when he was 5 years old, guys, he was in kindergarten, asked to draw a picture of what he wanted to do. He drew a baseball field. Dreams really do come true. David Mike.
He knew it at a very young age. Thanks, Amy. And he's got a big league hit. Getting a chance to play tonight. 2 outs for Tim Hudson. The count 1-1 now to the Giants pitcher. Walker has not had a 1-2-3 inning yet. Giants have 6 hits against Taijuan Walker. That's kind of the point you were making. Keep creating some opportunity.
You know, you watch Walker, and it almost looks like he's in the stretch, but this is a windup. I mean, he takes a step back off of this position. That's about as compact a windup as I think I've ever seen.
Truly. At the beginning of the game, I had to look twice and think, well, is he just not using the windup? But he is. He is a big dude.
He is 6'4", 235, 22 years old.
Hudson to the warning track, and Cruz kind of fighting the breeze. Tim Hudson hit that one pretty well. Can you imagine? Not quite. 1-1 on to the 5th.
Of this little 2-game series will feature the left-hander Jay Happ against Tim Lincecum. And you can take a look at the numbers. ERA very similar. Lincecum is and the whip, the walks and hits per innings pitch, almost identical. The big difference, Lincecum getting a few more runs scored for him. He has 6-3 record with Happ just 3-2. Those are our Chevron pitching matchup.
Well, and it is the case that a few years ago, Brad Miller hitting for the Mariners here. And he hits that one down the left field line, but foul. A couple years ago, we would have said, man, what a contrast in styles. Lincecum and Happ, two very different. But these days with Lincecum and the way he goes about it, not quite the same kind of contrast. Brad Miller, the shortstop. Grounded into a double play his first time up. Hits that one past his counterpart for a base hit. Well, it's been a night where the Giants' defensive positioning, which is so often so right, tonight the shift hasn't worked as often as it usually does. And there may have been nothing that even a regular defense could have done about that one, but Brad Miller is aboard.
When the Giants were really cold early in the year, every defensive shift that they put on, it didn't work. And then when they got hot, they started working. And when the success and failure of this team has really gone hand in hand with the way that the ball has been hit into their defense.
And there are elements of executing the pitch where it's supposed to be based on the hitter, based on where you put the defense. But I think there's also a big element of good luck, bad luck in that. Zunino, the 8th place hitter.
Well, a lot of it has to do with the command of that guy on the mound. Yeah. And for the most part, if you set a target inside or outside as a catcher, with Tim Hudson on the mound, he's going to put the ball between your knees. I mean, he's going to hit his spots. And those are the guys that you can really exaggerate your defenses with. Because if you set a target outside and set your defense away and he misses inside, the guy's going to hit the ball away from your defense just based on the location missed by your pitcher. See the outfield pretty straight away, slight pull on the left side of the infield.
Zunino, he does have power, but that batting average, I mean, here we are, it is mid-June. He's had 171 at bats. He's hitting 158.
Yeah, outhouse or castle.
Yeah.
The power you're talking about, 7 home runs. So he's basically all or nothing. See the 14 double plays that Hudson has induced this year.
He would like one here. 2-0. Zunino topped one, foul.
Those are two things you induce: labor and double plays.
And well, I guess the ultimate byproduct of inducing labor is a good thing. The process is a little less fun for the principal involved than getting a double play ground ball. It is funny, we don't use that word any other way in the game. Let's see if he can induce one here. He induces a very ugly swing. Strike 2.
Yeah, he was not looking for a slider.
No.
But perhaps this is one of the problems why he's hitting a $159, because he's not seeing that spin on the ball. Based on that swing, I got to call another slider.
See it again. 2-2, and he rips this one into left field. And I think that was the same pitch, just up and out over the plate.
It was a slider, and it was a hanging slider. And that's one that Hudson's going to be mad at himself, because he had count leverage. He had to count 1 and 2, and this is just a cement mixer. So Zunino with a nice 2-strike at bat, and very quickly Mariners have something going.
Well, let's see if the pitcher Walker can get a bunt down. I'm sure the Mariners will ask him to. He did not look real comfortable at the plate his first time up. He's 22 years old. This is interleague play, and coming into tonight, he had 1 at bat all year. And we have a force out at third, so it's got to be a pretty good bunt.
Pretty good speed with Brad Miller at second.
Yeah.
You don't have great speed with Zunino. They may go for the double play because of Zunino.
Walker misses it.
And they were not going for the double play. They were going for the out at third. Pure and simple.
Yep. Duffy came charge again. Crawford came wheeling on over to third, which could change pitch to pitch. They may not do that again here. We'll see.
Oh, absolutely, it could change. They could go for the double play. They could put on a pickoff.
So a lot going on here. Crawford sort of bluffed that play, stopped, and Walker takes a ball.
The play always starts the same way, with the shortstop coming right towards the back of the runner, and they'll yell, make noise, and then they'll either break this way, or they'll go to the bag for a pickoff, or they'll go for the bag for a double play.
Walker again offers and misses. Strike 2.
This really is one of the things that is a big disadvantage for the American League teams when you have interleague play. It's not just the hitting, because you're not getting great hitting with National League pitchers this year. Hitting is way down amongst the pitchers, but bunting. Bunting is not an easy thing. You have to bunt a lot to be a good bunter.
These guys really don't work at it, and it looks like it. Walker is out.
Well, the crazy crab shack out behind the scoreboard in center field. And it is one of the best sandwiches in San Francisco.
Yeah, I really would like one of those.
They're so good.
To me, it's the best thing at the park. And it's right, if you put a gun to my head, I don't know, Shake Shack or that for the best ballpark food in the country.
Yeah, Shake Shack is a burger joint behind center field in Citi Field, New York. It's legit.
Those look good. Logan Morrison, who has a hit and has scored the only Mariners run. Tie game in the 5th, 2 on 1 out. After Walker did not get the bunt down. Now a double play ground ball could get Hudson out of the inning entirely. Morrison bounces it, but foul. And that's another aspect to what you were talking about with how the inning plays out. And we'll see if he can get the ground ball. But if you execute the bunt, you eliminate that, but you at least give yourself a couple cracks to get another run home. Take that double play out of order.
It's a big play. I mean, you only get 27 outs. And you're going to give one up to move people up 90 feet when you can't do it. And becomes a non-productive out. That hurts.
Way outside. Well, that philosophy that you just articulated, that's why the Giants don't bunt very much at all for a National League team. And Bruce Bochy, he feels you only get 27 of them. I don't want to give one up. And he'll bunt with the pitcher, but otherwise just don't see the Giants do much of it. That one is ripped past Panic. Parker's got a pretty good arm, and they're going to test it. Miller coming home, and the throw is offline. Miller is safe. It's 2-1 Seattle. Zunino on the play goes to third. Logan Morrison's second hit. He knocks in a run.
Take a look at the curveball, and it's got some hang on it. 2 breaking balls have really cost him this inning. Have hung up there. They've been spanked rather loudly, and there's a chance to take a look at Parker's arm. Not a bad throw, just a little bit up the line. Still a strong arm. If there had been a little more accuracy on him, I believe they would have had a chance to get him.
I think so. Mariners took a bit of a risk there. You can understand why they would. And it paid off. Austin Jackson. That one is low, ball 1. Ends up being very good third base coaching.
Rich Donnelly, the third base coach.
Jackson hitting .270. Just missing there. 2-0. Jackson has 172 at bats, and he has 9 runs batted in. He's hitting .270. And that just seems almost impossible, doesn't it?
Well, it does, but you go back and take a look at what the lower part of the lineup for the Mariners have done. They just haven't put themselves on base.
There's a ball hit foul. Yeah, I'm not putting that on Jackson. He's hit 3 home runs, 8 doubles, and a triple, and he has 9 runs batted in.
Yeah, a lot of times he's coming up there, and there is nobody ahead of him, at least not scoring position.
Well, this struggling Mariners offense, they have 2 across here, and they have a 2-1 lead. Middle infield for the Giants again at double play depth, hoping for that ground ball. Jackson not easy to double up. Good pitch, strike 2.
Pure strikeout situation, really is. I mean, you really couldn't blame Hudson if he just locked into the strikeout mode, because they just haven't scored a lot of runs for him. His run support is under 3 runs a game.
That one is popped up. Kind of in no man's land. Panic. Parker, who's going to take it? Nobody. It drops. Panic's throw forces out the runner at second, but coming in to score is Zunino. 3-1.
Well, that's a situation where you have a young right fielder. And moral of the story is, I mean, Parker plays up here a little bit longer. He's going to take this play for 2 reasons. Number one, it's an easier play for him to get to. And number 2, if he can get to it, he's going to be in a position to throw the ball, because even if Panic catches the ball, they still might send Zunino, who's not a fast runner. But with his back to the infield, I mean, he doesn't have any momentum coming into the play. Whereas Parker's got all the momentum in the world and a good arm.
You know, it actually is kind of a remarkable play by Panic just to get the out at second. Jackson will not get credit for the hit. That's a fielder's choice. He will get credit for the run batted in. He's at first with 2 down, but 2 across for the Mariners, and that's another. That is a mistake by somebody needed to help him out. Whether Pagan could get there and call off Panic, or Parker, somebody needed to get that one.
Steal situation here.
Well, we'll see if Jackson thinks about going. Not on this pitch. Cano fooled. Swings and misses on the curveball.
When Cano is swinging well, you don't see him go out of the strike zone very often. Especially not on the first pitch.
Their number one goal, concern, however you want to put it, is to get this guy going. Robinson Cano. He is supposed to be the cornerstone of the whole franchise now. He's hit the ball hard twice in this game. 0 for 2, but 2 good at bats. Takes that one low.
Well, I have no doubt. If you take a look at his statistics in September, they're going to look pretty normal. And you know, when I played with guys who were great hitters and they had slow starts, I always knew somewhere down the line they were going to get their numbers.
It really feels impossible for Cano to go much longer hitting like this. He's that good. Giants are just hoping that that transformation takes a few more days. He hits that one hard. Pass Panic. Base hit for Cano. That's 3 for 3 in terms of loud contact from Cano, but his first actual hit in the game. Here, if you take a snapshot, okay, through 61 games, the previous 5 years, big numbers. And last year, not so much the power, but he hit .332. So what stands out this year by far? I guess you worry about a guy getting older and the skill, but he's not that old. I think you have to feel like Cano's going to still be a good hitter for a number of years. Swingers look pretty good tonight. Quick visit from Dave Righetti. Bullpen still quiet for the Giants. Well, that's now 7 Seattle hits, and 4 of them in this inning. They've scored twice to take the lead, and their best hitter is at the plate right now. This is a very big at bat in this game. Nelson Cruz takes ball 1.
Well, there's a happy fan right there. Chicago Blackhawks hockey fan.
Congratulations to the Blackhawks. They won the Stanley Cup tonight. They joined the Giants, 3 championships in the last 5 years. That is a ball. It's 2-0, and now the bullpen's going to get going. There's Yusmeiro Petit down to the pen.
Well, this is an enormous pitch in this game.
It is.
Nelson Cruz is a very good hitter, but when you give him count leverage in 1-0, 2-0, 3-1 counts, he really gets better.
2-0 pitch. Cruz takes a strike. Wow, and he was not looking for that pitch. He's back in the lineup. He has not been healthy. The back's been a little balky. 0 for 2 in this game. But man, is he dangerous. 2 on, 2 out, 2-run lead for the Mariners. He chases one there. Good pitch. Maybe the cutter away. Strike 2.
A cutter or maybe a slider, but it was quick. It's got to be quick when you have a quality hitter like this. Yeah, it was a slider. You see a little dot on it. Now he can go out of the strike zone 2 more times here. It's not the end of the world if you watch him with 2 outs. Third base is open.
2-2. The pitch from Hudson just outside. He wanted that one.
Tried to wrap around that little 2-seam fastball. Set a wide target. It comes back just a bit outside. I believe it was called correctly.
Yeah, I do too. Nobody better at making those look like strikes than Buster these days.
He didn't move the glove. A lot of umpires will go with that.
Yeah. 3-2. And Cruz on the ground to Duffy. Duffy to first for the out, and that is huge for Hudson and the Giants. He limits the damage, but the Mariners have gone ahead 3-1.
Brought to you by Amici's East Coast Pizzeria. Happy birthday, Timmy. That's right, Tim Lincecum. It is his birthday. They celebrated all around the ballpark tonight. It is Portuguese night. Happy 100th birthday, Grandma Fran.
Not pictured.
But she's a big fan of mullets.
She
is. Our Amici's East Coast Pizzeria.
Top of the order for the Giants. We'll see if they can strike back against Walker. Aoki takes ball 1 after the Mariners score 2 to go ahead. So we have lots of Timmy signs. Inside 2-0.
Dusty Baker's birthday today.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Dusty Baker. Good man, that Dusty Baker.
Ground ball foul. We've seen Dusty a few times this year.
Let's go.
Now, I wish I could tell you what the rest of the sign indicated. Aoki-san or Giants. 2 pretty good guesses. Pops this one up, and it is playable for Zunino. 1 away. You don't see Aoki frustrated very often. He slammed the bat down. He was not happy about that.
And the reaction, oh, killing me.
It would have been the perfect picture if that had been a home run.
It's all right.
He got a good snapshot of the pop out.
Made the sign.
Put the camera away. They did not want a picture of Joe Panic. Sorry, Joe.
Although hits one the Cubby Cove, they may pull that thing out.
Get it back out. Panic hits a grounder to Miller, who throws him out. 2 down. Well, you can watch live TV now with the NBC Bay Area app. See breaking news and investigations from NBC Bay Area News, plus your favorite NBC shows live and on demand. Simply download the NBC Bay Area app. Select Watch Live TV Now from the menu. Enter in your television account information, and you are good to go. Watch Live TV Now with the NBC Bay Area app. 2 outs for Pagan, who's 2 for 2 in the game. Taking a strike, and he needed it.
Yeah, he had an 0 for 19 goal. It's crazy. Got his first hit. A little broken bat single the opposite way. Got at first base. He asked for the ball. You have to laugh at it. Baseball will humble you in so many different ways.
That's pretty good. Curve for strike 2.
It's a little bit easier for a veteran at the big league level to go into a slump simply because they know they've come out of it. It's a little more catastrophic when a young player goes through it for the first time because you don't know if you can come out of it. You're thinking they figured you out and you're done. But veterans realize that it happens to everybody. It happens to every player every year. You're going to go through one streak or more.
Pagan strikes out swinging. Taijuan Walker is on a roll. The 22-year-old has retired 9 in a row. 3-1 Seattle. Perfect gift for Giants fans. Father's Day gift pack starting as low as $49. Tickets to 2 Giants games and those world champion cufflinks. 2 ball games plus the cufflinks. A perfect gift for Dad. There's a Dad. sfgiants.com/mini-pack, the place to go. Our families do not need to get us the Father's Day gift pack because we already have the cufflinks.
That's right. John Miller wore to the White House.
Instant validation for the cufflinks. Kyle Seager against Hudson. Ball 1. Seager has hit the ball hard twice, but he's 0 for 2. 80 pitches now for Hudson. We'll see if he gets into any trouble if that bullpen gets going again. Giants are down 3-1. That one hit hard, but right between Panic and Belt. Base hit.
And just like that, Hudson right back in the stretch. That's the one that hurts. When you've had a long inning like Hudson had in the 5th inning, a lot of pitches, a lot of stretch time, a lot of stress throws. You come back to the dugout and all of a sudden, boom, 1, 2, 3 quick inning. You're right back on the mound. That first guy, if he gets on base, I mean that's a tough thing to overcome if you're Tim Hudson. Sparrow Petit right back down, get loose. It won't take him long. He's already heated up.
Here's Seth Smith. That one almost hits him. Ball 1 inside. This is getting to the part of the order that got that rally going last inning. Started that long inning. Really imperative. Walker has settled into a groove. He's pitching well. Giants offense struggling at home to try to hold the line, keep this a 2-run deficit. In the dirt, Posey, nice block, and he thought about trying to throw to first. Seager had gotten a ways away from the bag.
Set the target away. This thing comes down and in. That's a nice block right there. I think it got a little piece of flesh too in the throwing hand. So important to keep that runner at first base with Hudson. As you mentioned earlier, he has induced 14 double play, so definitely within his skill set. Everything he has downward movement, and he does get a lot of ground balls.
Two and one off the foul ball. Mariners have 8 hits. Giants have 6 hits. Those came mostly in the first 2 innings. Giants had all kinds of chances early in this game. Got 1 across, but only 1. Smith takes ball 3. Well, I think there's a possibility that this would be it for Tim Hudson.
Yeah, I believe it is. If he does not get Smith out, I believe you're going to see Petit in this game.
Well, this is a big pitch here. 3-1. Pickoff throw. Giants use 3-1 as a frequent running count. Not a hit and run, more like a run and hit. With a pitcher like Hudson on the mound, you wonder if the Mariners would think about that themselves. Difference between a hit and run and a run and hit. If it's 3-1, the hitter, if it's a ball, don't swing at it. Just take your walk.
Hit and run, you've got to pull the trigger.
Yeah. Seager not going anywhere. Smith, a foul ball.
Six pitches and a lot of them out of the stretch.
That is ball 4. So now we're going to test our theory. Bruce Bochy, I think he is coming out. Smith draws the walk, and Bochy's coming out to make the pitching change. So that'll do it for Tim Hudson, who does not look real pleased with the way that this start ended. So a pitching change for the Giants.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
outing with the AAA River Cats. He went 3 1/3 innings, gave up 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 of those earned, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, 74 pitches. Mike Krukow, as a former pitcher, what do you take out of that outing?
Well, you look at the strikeouts. The one thing is, when you go down to the minor leagues as a big league pitcher, a lot of times you'll get a minor league umpire who will give you a big strike zone. I'd like to know how many of those strikeouts were swing and miss strike threes, how many were called strike threes. But obviously he had some swing and miss stuff, and so I think what you look here is he built up his arm strength with the amount of pitches that he threw. That's a plus, and then you have to wait and see how he feels tomorrow.
And really for Kane, the results are important. At some point you want to be getting hitters out, have your good stuff, but it's that bounce back to health that is most important right now.
You see the numbers for Petit, 19th time he's coming to a game. Well, and when you're rebuilding your arm, it's really important to use all of your pitches and be able to evaluate what's working, what isn't working, what type of fastball command do you have, what kind of curveball did you have, what kind of slider did you have, what kind of cutter, what kind of changeup.
Brad Miller takes a strike from Petit.
And it looks, looking at that line, like he was doing a lot of time in the stretch, which is good. And that's how you get arm strength, having a 20-25 pitch inning. Arm's going to be sore tomorrow, but good stiffness, the good soreness. Pitchers know exactly what that is.
That is ball 2.
But I'm still thinking they're probably at least three starts away. I don't expect to see him until after All-Star break. They're going to handle him with kid gloves, and they should. I mean, he means so much, and he's really excited about how he's throwing that. He actually has a personality now.
It's pickoff play, and Crawford, the throw came right into the sliding runner, Kyle Seager, who gets back safely. Well, that was the main thing for Kane coming out of that first rehab start where we saw him afterwards, and he just said, well, I just felt great. The arm felt strong. This is a very big spot for Petit and the Giants. Ball 3.
You're right. This is a huge pitch. You do not have an open base here with less than 2 outs. I mean, this has got to be a challenge. He has to get in the strike zone here.
That is a strike. Good pitch right on the outside. Full count now, 3-2 to the 7th place hitter. 2 on, nobody out. 2-run lead already for Seattle. The 3-2. Miller fouls one out of play.
The mindset you have coming out of the bullpen, you've got to be a gorilla mentally. And they'll tell you, walks you cannot defend against. You have to attack that strike zone. You have to make something happen.
Three-2, strike 3 called.
That's a nice comeback. Really, with a runner at second base and nobody out, you can make a pretty good argument. This is exactly what he had in mind. He wanted to get the strikeout. 2-seam fastball, and Miller just locks up.
Yep. Great pitch. 1 out. Now for Seattle, this becomes such a key hitter because you do have that pitcher on deck. Zunino, a part of the offense. Despite that batting average, he's got a hit. He scored a run. There's a big hit in that rally. A 2-strike hit. He swings through the cutter from Petit, strike 1.
One of 2 hanging breaking pitches that Hudson had in the 5th inning that cost him.
That is a called strike 2. 89-mile-an-hour fastball. 2-strike pitch. Zunino strikes out swinging. The ball gets away. And he is out. Now Posey has to track the ball down. Those other two runners are able to advance, and they do. So Posey, he had to hustle, and he's hurting. I don't know whether the bat got him or the ball got him or what.
I think the ball got his wrist.
But he had to be worried about that runner, the lead runner, Seager, coming to third. So Posey did a good job.
Get hit right above the glove on the wrist.
Yeah. Ow.
And that'll deaden your hand for a bit. See a catcher take a hit like that, you always look at when is he hitting next? Well, Posey's leading off next inning.
Now Walker with 2 on and 2 out. It goes without saying, this is critical. You got to get Walker here.
Oh yeah, this is an absolute.
Took a better cut there.
Now, I don't think I'd throw him another 88-mile-an-hour fastball out over the plate at the belt.
Okay, that's a good idea.
This is going to be a breaking ball here. In fact, the next 4 pitches are going to be breaking balls.
This kid has not looked comfortable at the plate. He struck out twice, once while he was trying to bunt. 2 in scoring position, though. The 0-2. He throws that breaking ball. Walker took it. Throw it again. See if he can take it again.
It is a weird thing to throw a breaking ball and say to yourself when you're ahead to count 0-2 or 1-2, I want to throw this in the strike zone. Because you don't ever do that when you're facing a regular hitter. You want that ball to be out of the strike zone when the guy swings at it. But pitchers like Walker, you make the exception.
Well, that was closer, but he takes it again, 2-2. So maybe a little self-pep talk there. 2-2. Right back toward the on-deck circle. That one almost got Logan Morrison. Walker looking a lot more competitive in this at bat than those first 2. He puts that one in play. Petit gloves it. Nice play for the 3rd out. Those 2 runners that were the responsibility of Hudson stranded. So here come the big boys. Giants need some offense, down 2.
Sportsnet Bay Area. is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. And by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
3-1 Mariners interleague play. First game of these 4 between these two teams. 2 here in San Francisco, 1 tonight, 1 tomorrow afternoon, then 2 in Seattle. And the Giants down by a couple runs, trying to snap out of this losing funk at home. Taijuan Walker has settled in. He was vulnerable early. The Giants had some scoring opportunities against him. But now he's retired 9 in a row.
Well, you got to strap your red beard on or your orange beard.
Yeah. That's the rally beard.
And start thinking good thoughts.
Here's Posey. Followed by Belt and Crawford. Goes after that first pitch. Foul ball.
Once asked Bob Brenly, who was a catcher? You take 500 at bats or 450 at bats a year as a catcher. How many do you take where in the previous half inning defensively you take a foul ball off your arm or your hand or your shoulder and you basically forfeited at bat? He goes probably 30, maybe 50.
This could be one of them. Posey got jammed. Cano kind of circled around it, one away, because he got smoked in the wrist.
He really did. And when he had his first swing in this at bat, he winced.
I think that's a good point.
Every catcher that ever put on the equipment can relate.
It really is the reason why we keep hearing, not from the Giants, not from Posey, but why that topic comes up every once in a while about, okay, when does Posey become not a catcher? Because he is such a good hitter. You hate to lose some at bats because of the position. He's just so valuable for the Giants back there. He loves doing it. He's the captain of this pitching staff. We saw what he did with Heston in the no-hitter the other night. Just a tiny one-game example of what he does game after game.
Well, I don't think he's going to make a position change anytime soon just
No.
because of how good of a catcher he's become.
Belt tops that one foul. Belt has not looked real comfortable against Walker.
I don't think he's picking up that split at all. He's really been off balance.
So they make that out, and it's time to get the gear back on.
That's it.
High fastball. You got a guy who could knock one over the fence on deck, Brandon Crawford. See if Belt can get on base in front of him. Full count, 3-2.
Create opportunity, and that's the goal right now. A little one-out thunder.
Struck him out for the second time.
93-mile-an-hour fastball, and that's one he'll be thinking about.
A slow walk back. He's already thinking about it.
Swinging through 93-mile-an-hour fastball is pretty much an average fastball. It's certainly a lot slower than what they've seen the last week.
Yeah. Think back to just 1 week ago when it was Syndergaard and Harvey at 97, 99, and the Giants were hitting the ball all over the yard. That one pretty close, but called ball 2. Three to 1 Mariners. Crawford rips one fair into the corner. Crawford will ease his way to second, a 2-out double.
And that's what we're talking about right there. Put yourself in position. Set yourself up as a runner in scoring position. And try and string a couple of knocks together. It's a two-seam challenge fastball at the bell, and he just jumps on it. Second bullet that he has hit off Walker tonight.
Well, for the Giants, it's the 6th inning. There's a lot of baseball to be played. You even just get one here. Cut down that lead would be huge.
Yeah, let him know you're out there.
Duffy has a hit. He's 1 for 2. Took a pretty good cut on the first pitch. Foul ball.
Like you just think in right field, he does that a lot. He does that more consistently than any other Giants hitter. Posey, perhaps, the other one who thinks opposite field a lot. Aoki, of course. I don't even think Aoki knows there is a right field.
0-1 pitch. Just inside. Duffy's been very good in these spots. These are the at-bats where the Giants have struggled at home. And tonight they're 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position. And you got a runner out there now. 2 down. Walker. Duffy to right field, down the line, and foul. Not by much.
Now the slicing action kind of took it from fair to foul. Close. But again, another shot to right field off the bat of Matt Duffy. Let's take a look at how foul was it. 6 feet.
I'm going under.
It's definitely one that when he left the box, he thought he had a chance to get.
A hitter will usually give it away. I mean, if he knows it's going to be foul, he's not running like Duffy was running. So he thought there was a chance. Now he's got a hit with 2 strikes, and that splitter comes a little bit more into play. Although he got a hit against that pitch earlier. He got jammed by the fastball. Seager throws him out. Kipe will come back over here to the TV side and join Mike. Walker pitches out of the jam. 3-1 Mariners.
Your local Toyota dealer. Let's take a look at the line scores for the Mariners. 3 runs on 8 hits, no errors. The Giants 1 run on 7 hits, 1 error. Taijuan Walker been very, very good. Just 1 run allowed. Hudson 3 runs allowed, 5+ innings. And Morrison, the big blow, 2 for 3 with a couple singles and an RBI. And that's your Toyota game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. 3-1 Mariners, top of the 7th. Here again is Dwayne Kuiper.
I never liked that Morrison guy. Well, here he is facing Yasmero Petit. Morrison has scored a run and he's knocked in a run. Jackson on deck and then Cano. 2-0. Rangers helped out the Giants tonight with the Dodgers. If you're worried about the Rockies, then Houston helped out the Giants.
And the A's on top of the Padres right now, 4-1 in the 6th.
There's a sharp ground ball. Crawford on the backhand. He's got it. He gets up and throws. Got him! And that's a great play.
Wow.
Clearly Crawford didn't like Morrison either.
Well, he just took a base hit away from him.
Just kidding, by the way.
Ball slicing away from him, too. Spears it quickly to his feet and then unleash the cannon. But how quickly he gets up into a throwing position, that's what makes the play.
So here's Jackson.
And that is the brilliance of Brandon Crawford. Completely laid out prone, quickly up on that back foot. And it's not even close. And Yusmeiro Petit saying, "You the man."
And that hit on the ground to Crawford. They're going to test him again. Got him.
Now, I guarantee in 2 plays, Crawford just earned a lot of respect in that Mariners bench. A little different here because Austin Jackson can run. And Crawford knew he didn't have a lot of time to get set up. And again, quickly, good footing. And just a missile over to Belt. And they get the out. Thing of beauty. Wow.
So here's Cano. And we'll see if Cano tests Crawford. It's no balls and 1 strike. Well, maybe defense will get the offense going. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Or did he foul it? It stays at 0-2. Felt getting loose. Here it is, the 0-2 pitch, and it's outside for a ball. 1-2. Cruz on deck. We're in the 7th inning. Look out.
Heads up. I think we're good. Never moved.
Nah, he's not worried about stuff like that. He played that one right off his chest.
He's an old catcher. He can't help it.
Lopez headed down to the bullpen. It's 1-2, and now Cano will step out. Outside, 2-2. So Affel is going to sit down. It's going to be Lopez.
Go in, change your shirt, put your jacket on, stay warm, keep moving.
In the dirt. A 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes. Right at Crawford, and that'll end the inning. He's a magnet. Here's how this inning started out. 1 on his belly to get Morrison. The other one, nah, didn't have to. The Bud Black news. Here's Parker, who takes him to the backstop.
Well, we are both big Bud Black fans, as is Giants manager Bruce Bochy. Really, anybody that's been around the guy, you can't help but be a fan of him.
Here's the 1-0 to Parker. Parker down the left field line and out of play. Casey McGee's on deck. Hit on the ground to Morrison. Parker's 0 for 3. Follow the Giants all season on 2015 MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Get MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or tablet. Here's McGee. So McGee's going to hit for Petit with Nori Aoki on deck.
Mark Lowe, the right-hander, getting heated up.
There's a call strike. Giants scored their run in the second. 1 ball and 1 strike. Walker now with 93 pitches. Bullpen is up for Seattle. Outside corner 1 and 2. McGee says, I don't think so. There's that fell. One-two pitch. Swing and a miss. So McGee's gone. 2 outs. And here's Aoki. Six strikeouts, no walks for Taijuan Walker. Aoki's got the only RBI in this game with an infield hit in the second.
Now the first 3 innings, the Giants are getting guys on, putting them in score position, and Walker was really flirting with a lot of trouble. Yep, they just broke out the sign again.
Foul. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Let's go, Aoki-san. Here we go.
Hit on the ground. Morrison will have to hurry, and they got him. And that'll end the inning. Through 8. Seattle 3, San Francisco 1.
World Series Game 5. That's when Brian Wilson strikes out Nelson Cruz in Texas to clinch the first World Championship in San Francisco history and let the party begin. That's our T-Mobile game changer. And that was a sincere celebration.
It's a 3-1 lead for Seattle. When it's time for a change, thanks Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Jeremy Outfield, the numbers, 28 games he's been in. And he has whittled about 2 points off his ERA in the last couple weeks. Hit a rough spell and then pumped up his ERA into the 6s. But he's really got his sink back on the sinker. His breaking ball is much, it's got some snap to it.
Just outside. Let's see. Hunter Strickland in the bullpen. Out of play down the right field line. Hit very hard.
Whew.
Gives you an idea. So did he catch it?
No, I think he's just saying, I'm still alive.
So the fact that he didn't touch it, he's that happy?
Yeah, that could have hurt.
No, you weren't close. Yeah, you were close to getting hurt.
Yeah. Without a glove, you did not want to get in front of that one.
He kept saying I was that close. Really? Look out. Panic as he knocks it down, and he'll recover and throw out Cruz.
All right, here's the ricochet. Now, if he gets his hand up there, it takes 2 fingers off.
So I was that close.
Oh.
You were that close to going to the emergency room. That's what you were that close. Yeah. If I'd have caught that, it wouldn't have hit that wall there.
That's true. Yeah, that one right there, the broken brick, that's where the ball hit.
Here's Seager. Seager takes a strike. Yo, 40. Grab some pine.
Yeah, it's time. You're getting more out of a non-catch than people get out of a play.
Yeah. 1 ball and 1 strike. Overshift is on for Kyle Seager. Not close. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Good action on that curveball, though. When he went through that little mechanical flaw, that curveball was rolling. It didn't have that snap, and he's got his snap back.
Uh-oh. Hit a ton into right center field. It is gone. Gives you an idea of the power of Kyle Seager, and it's 4-1.
They set the outside target. It goes middle in, right at the belt. And Seager says, that's right where I like him. Take a look at their splash cam. That was loud.
And now the game will halt as a ball came back in the infield or the outfield. So here's Smith. Pitch is in the dirt. Smith 1 for 2 through a walk in the 6th. Two balls, no strikes. Nine hits for Seattle. And now they have the only home run in this game. Strike. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
The only home run, and it's an impressive swing of the bat to an area we don't see a lot of home runs at.
Out of play. Well, stay tuned for the post-game wrap. I'll also talk about the game with Murph and Mac tomorrow morning on KNBR 680. Maybe the girls are having fun.
Well, she brought her glove. She got a ball. That'll make you happy.
In the dirt, it's now 3-2.
Yeah, if he'd have brought his glove. Oh well, we know the story.
We do know the story. 3-2. Got him.
So 3-2 fastball, perfect location down and away.
So here's Miller. One at the yard.
Yeah, runs are coming. Hang in there.
Ball got away from the bullpen. Nobody noticed it until Brad Miller came to the plate. Breaking ball for a strike. In the dirt.
I guess it does make you feel a little better when you strike the next guy out after you've given up a home run. 2%.
Inside, it almost got Miller. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Good look down the right field line at the bullpen, and FL about ready to throw this 2-1 pitch. 2-2.
And for FL, he's a ground ball guy. He doesn't give up a lot of home runs. So I think that surprised him.
Home plate umpire James Hoy is talking to Miller. I think it has to do with getting out of the batter's box. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Got him, and that'll end the inning. Giants trail by 3. They got the big fellas coming up. It's 4-1 Seattle.
Golden State Warriors, they won Game 5. It was amazing. They now lead the series 3-2 in the NBA Finals. They're in Cleveland for Game 6, set to take place tomorrow. We hope you tune into CSN Bay Area for all of your Warriors coverage. We are your Warriors NBA Finals Central. Our coverage begins tomorrow at 4 p.m. before every game, post game, and everything on Sportsnet Central. All your highlights all the way through the playoffs that might be over tomorrow night. Dwayne and Mike.
Indeed it might. Here's Panic. And Panic takes the strike. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Mark Lowe, the new pitcher for the Mariners. 19 strikeouts in 18 2/3. That's significant. Look at the ERA, 0.96. He's a sinker slider guy. Mid-90 sink. And a hard slider, but what you normally see with a sinker slider guy is a strikeout walk ratio about 1-to-1. So for Lowe to have a strikeout an inning, it tells you he's got a great slider. Good stuff, period.
Hit to right. Cruz looks like he's got room, and he'll make the catch in front of the wall. 1 out.
I thought he pured it. I do. Had that good sound, and all of a sudden it just gets AT&T.
So here's Pagan. Pagan is 2 for 3. Dustin Ackley is now in left field. So here's Pagan. Pagan takes a strike. Buster Posey on deck. Inside to Pagan. Yeah, this little guy's got a good attitude. Very camera shy are Giants fans. Doesn't matter how old they are. Don't point that thing at me. Strike to Pagan, 1-2.
Mark Lowe, no baby. This is his 8th year at the big league level. Just turned 32 years of age. Initially came up with Seattle, then he went off to Texas, then with the Angels. Last year was in Cleveland. And here he comes back home.
Got him.
Little backdoor slider. Not much you can do with that one. Perfect pitch. See a little round circle of the slider. And Mike Zunino sort of expanding the strike zone. Never moved his glove.
So here's Buster Posey. Buster tonight is 1 for 3 as he takes a strike. Furbush in the bullpen. He's their lefty. And a half swing by Posey, nothing in 2.
That's late sink, big time movement. I don't see Buster Posey break down swings very often.
Got him, and that'll end the inning. 2 strikeouts for Lowe. 9th inning coming up. It's 4-1 Seattle. Game live, highlights, reaction, analysis. It's all coming up right after the game. It's a 4-1 lead for Seattle. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Hunter Strickland, new pitcher now for the Giants. 11th game that he's come into. 13 strikeouts and 10 2/3 were laughing because they played Disco Inferno and they had a kid who's probably 13 years old get up and absolutely lip sync it and nail it.
I'm not seeing a crowd here give someone a standing ovation for dancing. And look, they're still buzzing about this kid. There's a swing and a miss by Zunino. I mean, if they stopped the game right now and put that kid back up there, they'd all stand.
They would. There he was.
He was rolling. He's out of breath. And he made a terrific call when this kid was dancing. That's Mark Grant about 30 years ago.
Mark Grant, who now broadcasts with the San Diego Padres on their television side. He was a teammate of ours when he first came up to the big leagues. Came up to the Giants minor league system, and he was not shy.
He was 19. That was him. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and it's outside. It's 1-2.
That's a good 0-2 pitch right there.
Oh my goodness.
Well, he lit this place up. They've been looking to cheer all night long and haven't had much to cheer about.
Two and 2, 97
with cut.
Popped up. Belt. And Belt puts it away.
Here he is.
And while he's doing this, you could hear the crowd start to get into it. And then when they fully got into it, that was it.
He was shedding layers, and this was his bow out right here. Peace out. Job well done.
Here's James Jones. Swing and a miss. I'm trying to figure out why the Mariners did not double switch Ackley. Ackley would be hitting right now. Not my job to try to read the mind of the Mariners. 0-1 to Jones as he bluffs a bunt, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. One pitch. Here it is. Cued off the end of the bat. Foul. So don't forget to check out Sportsnet Central tonight after Giants postgame live right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. There is literally nothing at all, anything about this kid hitting in the Mariners notes.
He just got called up today.
So this has got to be his first at bat. And if we had any help at all from their notes, maybe his first big league at bat. It's 1-2.
No, it's not his first big league at bat. He had some time last year.
PR department for the Mariners just came in here to let us know. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Outside 2-2.
Saw the bullpen for the Mariners. Charlie Furbish is the left-hander. Carson Smith is their closer. He's the right-hander. The Giants are due to lead off with Belt and Crawford, a couple left-handers, so you don't know how Lloyd McClendon's going to set this up. Good slider. See ya.
So here's Morrison.
Right below the strike zone. And he gets Jones to get after it. And Jones had to cover it. I mean, he had to protect. Just nice pitch.
Morrison's 2 for 4. And he takes low.
Split finger fastball. That's going to be, I think, eventually a really big pitch for Hunter Strickland as he gains confidence in it. And confidence in it means being able to throw it in a 2-0 count or a 3-2 count, any fastball count. You look at his motion, and for a big guy, he's 6'4", very compact motion. All of his mechanics are very repeatable, which would lead you to believe he's never really going to have big-time control problems because of his mechanics.
Out of play, 1 and 2.
And Buster's riding that hand. I mean, he knows he's got a good forkball and called it a game.
One-two pitch. Here it is to Morrison, and he bounces it foul. So the Giants hoping to get to the ninth, bottom of the ninth, trailing by just 3. Hit on the ground, panic dives, and Morrison's got a base hit, his 3rd of the game. And that'll bring up Austin Jackson. So Jackson is 1 for 4. And the pitch is wide. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. Seattle 4, San Francisco 1 here in the 9th. Quick toss. Morrison back.
Not a big threat to steal a base, but you have to make him stop. Simple. That's the last thing you do before you go home. Check that runner, make sure that he is stopped. There you go.
Low and away, 2-0.
You have to be careful as a pitcher. You don't tip as to when you're going home. A lot of guys, they come set, they'll look at that base runner, and then when they drop their chin and that head starts to point down as they start their motion, they're basically tipping that runner at first base. They're going home. And for a base runner, it's time to go.
Jackson count leverage, and he let it fly. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
So many ways to tip your motion as to when you're going to go home. You really have to find out what those tells are.
Foul back, 2 and 2.
And base stealers, they won't tell you because they know you're a trade away from being an opponent. Where you go to get your education is your coaching staff. And as a pitcher, most of your discussions are going to be with your pitching coaches. You need to go find the base running coach and find out how he sees your motion. It's one thing about professional sports, you know, you don't always get a lot of information from teammates.
Well, you try. You're right. Runner goes high. Posey's throw is going to be late. So that's the third steal for Morrison of the year.
That's a big play. You talk about the importance of keeping that lead to a 3-run deficit. Panic going down, fielding the one hop, and Morrison did indeed beat the play.
So it's 3-2 now to Austin Jackson. Base hit. He smoked it into center field. Morrison's going to score, and it's now 5-1.
So the stolen base becomes a big play. And a nice 2-strike, 2-out RBI from Austin Jackson.
So here's Cano. Cano is 1 for 4. A 2-out base hit by Logan Morrison, a stolen base, and then a base hit with a runner in scoring position by Austin Jackson. So here's the pitch to Cano, and he drives this one into left center field. That's going to be a hit. As Aoki plays it on a bounce, his throw is going to go to third. And that's the third hit in a row off of Strickland. Now Crawford did a good job of faking like he was going to catch that. Otherwise, Cano would have gone to second.
You're right. Ball goes into left field. Now Crawford becomes a cutoff man. Here he has to sell, but he's going to get this. And that sell job is the only thing that kept Robinson Cano at first base. Right here, total deke, and he comes around with arm action. And Cano ran at first base hard, anticipated if that ball was going to go to third, he was going to go to second. But that deke from Crawford froze him at first. Nice play.
Here's Cruz. Swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike. Cruz doesn't have a hit in this game, but he does have an RBI. On the ground to Duffy. Duffy will go the short way, and that'll end the inning. A run for Seattle will go to the bottom of the 9th, 5-1 Mariners.
first of all, he did it with a bat, a 2-hit night, a single and a double. But he also did it with the glove. He was absolutely stellar tonight on defense. And it seems we say that every night about Brandon Crawford. Tonight, he did. And he becomes our player of the game. Brought to you by Honda.
All right, when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Charlie Furbish, the new pitcher for Seattle. Take a look at his numbers. 27th time he's come in. He's been used as a situation pitcher a lot, but he's been setting up when they reshuffled their bullpen. 2.12 ERA, 10 strikeouts in 17 innings pitched. You're going to see low 90s. Kind of a funky delivery. He's got 4 pitches: curveball, slider, changeup. James Jones stays in right field.
Belt on the first pitch, skies it into deep left center field, but Jackson is there, and he'll make the catch. So 1 pitch, 1 out, and Belt is 0 for 4. And here's Crawford. Crawford is 2 for 3.
Rally caps are out.
They are indeed out. Here's my suggestion for tomorrow, Giants fans.
Yeah.
Put those rally caps on in the first inning.
Well, I think that's a good point.
Just put them on in the first inning.
Just strap them on.
And if you got a special rally cap at home, bring it tomorrow.
Break it out.
This is pop straight back and out of play.
Well, if you bring your glove, you don't get the sore hand. But he did get the ball.
Low to Crawford.
Got a lot of moving parts in the motion with Charlie Furbish. As I mentioned, Furbish 4 pitches. Curveball, slider, changeup to go with that fastball.
Nice swing by Crawford. 2-2. Some guys don't have it, other guys do, and that's the beautiful swing and a miss swing. And Crawford's got it. You see the motion of Furbish.
Oh, you're right. He's pretty stylish.
Something's going on here with the third base umpire, John Tom Payne, and James Hoy. I don't know what it is.
Did you call Uber? Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. Down the left field line, where the gate is. That's where they'll be. It's 2-2. Duffy on deck. Low to Crawford. 3-2.
Furbish a tall guy, 6'5". A lot of moving parts. And the Seagulls, they're figuring that it's getting close to their time.
Sharply on the ground. Cano has it. 2 down. Another ball struck well by Crawford. And that'll bring to the plate Matt Duffy. So Duffy will step to the plate. He's 1 for 3. Bruce Bochy said on his KMBR pregame show that tomorrow Buster Posey will play first base. Andrew Susak will do the catching. Inside corner to Duffy. 0-1 pitch. Outside to Duffy. One ball and one strike. Inside corner. It's now 1-2.
Well, right back to that inside corner. Second strike they've gotten on that side of the plate.
Here's the 1-2 pitch to Matt Duffy, and he fouls it out of play.
You watch Ferguson when he comes set, he lifts his front leg up and he drops it down like it's a wooden leg. It's just got some funkiness to him. All right, let's watch it. He comes set, watch the front foot.
Two and two. Sometimes hard to catch, too.
It's hard to catch, it's hard to hit. Take a look at the delivery and the follow through. I mean, he really crashes hard towards that third base line after he lets go of that pitch.
He got him, and that's the ball game. So the Giants lose game one of this short 2-game series. Now they've lost 5 straight, and now 9 straight at home. So that's a bit puzzling. And now they'll try to get a win tomorrow behind Tim Lincecum.
Well, it is puzzling, and it's just not a lot of offensive opportunities after the third inning. In fact, they only had one base runner get to second base after the third inning, so they just have to improve upon that tomorrow.
Bring a new pencil tomorrow, will you?
And your rally caps.
All right. Final score here at AT&T Park. It's the Mariners 5 and the Giants 1. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned. Esurance Giants postgame live with interviews in the wrap. That's going to start right now.